Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Tabayan. So nice to see you. Thank you for meeting with me today. Before we get started to discuss Sam, I just wanted to take the time to say thank you for having that open communication relationship between you and I. I know in the past 2 weeks I've inundated you with so much information regarding today's process. And I wanted to just thank you for being open to that. I also wanted to say thank you, Mrs. Tabayan, for reaching out at any time that you needed support and help at home. I wanted to find out how things are going with you folks at home. Wow, sounds like everything is going well and Grandma is settled. I know it was such a big move for her from the Philippines to Hawaii, but now she can enjoy her life here with you folks and spend quality time with Sam. Yeah, that's great. That's great news. Sam has shared that Grandma reads to him every night. So I'm so glad that she's here and she's able to spend that quality time with Sam. And he seems to enjoy it. Right. As you know, we have that interpreter services that we provide for free of charge. I know that in the past meetings and today's meetings, you had denied that services. But now that Grandma is here and you feel the need to include her or she wants to participate, please keep in mind that interpreter services are available to you and it is free of charge. And all you need to do is just inform me and then I will make the necessary arrangements. I had sent home some community flyers of information of things that are going out on and out in our community and programs that are service available for free or for minimum charge. Two flyers that I sent home was Hawaii Literacy and the Hawaii Community School for Adults. Hawaii Literacy Program provides free literacy programs in reading, writing, and math. They do a family literacy program as well, and they do have a mobile library bus that goes around to different communities and more. And it's worth looking up the information. The other one was the Hawaii Community School for Adults. They offer classes at a minimum cost. They do have FaceTime as well as virtual times. And it might be interesting, Mrs. Tabayan, for you to take some classes out in a community. I do know that they have a Waipahu campus. Again, it's close by. And then you have an option whether you want to go in FaceTime or do you want to do virtual. Oh, you are. Oh, how nice to hear. I'm glad that you found that information helpful. I'm glad that you had signed up and are taking classes at the Waipahu campus. Now, let me ask you, do you do FaceTime or virtual? I know, under the pandemic, virtual is probably the best choice. Well, I'm glad to hear that information has been helpful to you and that you are taking courses. The flyer that went home with Sam is for future classes. So take a look at that too as well. Well, let's move on in talking about Sam. Let me share a little bit about Sam. And Sam is a joy to have in my classroom. Sam is a bright boy who pays attention. He is likable by his peers. He seems to get along with everybody in the classroom. And I just appreciate having him in the classroom. How is he at home? Mrs. Tabayan, thank you for sharing that. It's good news that Sam likes school and that he likes his friends. I do want to share that he has a group of friends that play basketball with him at during recess time, and so it's kind of nice that he's playing basketball at school and as well as playing basketball at home. So it's good that you guys get to go to the park and shoot hoops together, Mr. Tabayan. So that's good. I'm glad that that is working out well. As you are well aware, Sam has enrolled into our ELL program, or English Language Learner program. When he came in August, we conducted a worldwide instructional design assessment for English language proficiency and discovered that we had to place them into our ELL program. Sam receives pull-out services twice a week for 30 minutes. In his the ELL targeted goals are in listening, speaking, reading, writing, as well as understanding the culturally diverse language. Sam receives progress reports twice a month on his targeted skills. He is evaluated and we send the information home to you. So I know that you're receiving a progress report every twice a month that I sent home to you. Do you have any inputs or question in regards to his ELL program? Mr. Tabayan, thank you for asking that question. Yes, his days of pull-out for 30 minutes are on Wednesdays and Fridays. So every Wednesdays and Fridays. Right. And for 30 minutes. Thank you for asking that question. Now I'd like to share a little bit about our RTI model, or response to intervention, that we use in our classroom. This model has 3 tiers that we use, and the model's idea is how student responds to our instructions. Tier 1 is commonly identified as the core instruction program provided to all students by general education teachers in a general education setting. Research-based instructions and positive behavior interventions and support are part of the core program. Weekly monitor reports are conducted for students identified at risk for 5 or 6 weeks. The targeted goals that are presented is a systematic instructions to phonemic awareness, vocabulary development, vocabulary development, reading fluency, and reading comprehension. Tier 2 intervention is typically a small group, 3 to 5, supplemental instructions. The supplemental instructions intervention is provided in addition to and not a replacement to our core instructions in Tier 1. For example, the student who is receiving Tier 2 interventions would be provided core instructions plus a 20 to 30 minute supplemental intervention in a small group. Currently, Sam receives 3 days of supplemental instructions or teacher-directed instructions for 30 minutes. So for 3 days out of the week, we meet together in a small group and we base that on targeted skills that Sam needs. For example, phonemic awareness, reading fluency, and reading comprehension. Inside this small group, the instructions, teacher-directed instructions, focuses on, which is myself, focuses on sound blending, identifying sounds, and a sound blending and creating words like cat and dog and man. So he first needs to identify all 26 sounds. Right now, currently Sam can identify 18 out of the 26, so we are working on the remainder letters that is required for him to know all 26. When we do phonemic awareness, we are also and breaking down in particularly the word cat. He can identify the initial sound, but struggles with the middle or ending sound. And so in Tier 2, we can work closely together in that small instructional environment to reach his targeted goal or targeted skills. Tier 3, I wanted to just reiterate in Tier 2 that he does receive progress reports twice a month, and that I do send home that information on his progress under Tier 2 intervention program. And so I hope that you guys are receiving it. If you have any questions in regards to that, please let me know. Anyone know? Okay. Well, thank you. In Tier 3, the intervention is designed for those students who demonstrate insufficient progress in Tier 2. In Tier 3 differs from Tier 2 instructions in terms of such factors as time, duration, group size, frequency, progress monitoring, and focus. And what that means is that in Tier 1, we do a whole group instructions. In Tier 2, it's a small group instructions. And in Tier 3, it can be an individual or even a smaller group instructions. That way we can focus on the targeted skills that we are have designed for Sam and for our students, and making sure and assure that we are meeting those needs and weaknesses. Our Tier 3 program, we monitor the frequency every week now to determine the students' response to the intervention. So that's our RTI tier system. As I mentioned to you, Sam is currently receiving the Tier 2 instructions. He has been for the last 5 weeks. That does include, again, 3 30-minute sessions, 3 times, which is 3 times a week. We meet on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. It doesn't disrupt, again, any core instructions or any other programs within the general education classroom. And so it's just additional service to help meet his targeted needs and skills. My goal for him is to try to get him to identify all 26 letters. I know that I mentioned that earlier when I was talking about the RTI. He's very close. I mean, getting 18. The times that we have, I would like to increase it. to maybe instead of meeting 3 times, that we're going to meet now 5 times a week, and every time is 30 minutes. I believe that if I can provide a little bit more services, this can help him closer reaching his targeted skills. The other example or the other goal that I would like him to do, like I mentioned earlier, is to blend the sounds together. Once he can get to know all of 26 sounds, it will make it easier for him to blend the main initial, middle, and ending sounds to create or formulate a word. I would like to also increase his fluency in reading and comprehension and understanding what is the story or what is the book talking about. These goals and objectives are aligned to our Hawaii Common Core standards. I feel that added services of adding 2 more days during our week for Tier 2 instructions will make a difference with Sam. So if that's okay with you folks, I would like to start that this week, adding Wednesday and Friday to our 30-minute session in Tier 2 and get him the services that I feel that he needs. Any questions? Mrs. Tabayan, that's a good question. Yes, he will continue receiving ELL services twice a week for 30 minutes and work on the targeting goals that they have set for ELL. Right, the Tier 2 instructions are conducted in our classroom, and it is additional services. Like I said during the course of our meeting, that he is not impacted by any changes of like our PE courses or assemblies or any of those type of courses. He is able to attend all of those in our gen ed classes, and so it doesn't impact that. Right. Do you guys have any other questions or concerns? Or, well, I am happy of the minimum progress that Sam has made throughout this, and I know that the interventions are currently working, and I think that getting the added services is going to make a difference. I do want to thank you for taking the time to meeting with me today and for going over Sam's progress, and I hope that you are pleased with everything that is going on so far. I just wanted to throw out there before you leave, I know I'm not a promoter of Croc Center, but it is part of our community, and I know that because I live in the community. But Croc Center is a good facility that offers after-school lessons in basketball, soccer, volleyball. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. And so if you are interested, I will forward some information or email a link to Croc Center, and you guys can go from there. Oh, you guys are? All right. I'm glad that you guys are members at the Croc Center. And now you guys can sign up Sam into attending some of these classes. He might like it. He might be the next NBA superstar. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Hawaiian, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I appreciate your time and I appreciate everything that you do and your support and in our team collaboration for the betterment of Sam. And I look forward to hearing from you at any time that you need. Don't hesitate to reach out. And again, thank you for meeting with me today.